All right, we are live on the scene. We have the scene presents the dish. I am your host tonight, Mr. Germ Soul True, but call me Germ Stros because it's Astros all the way over here, baby. I'm just letting you know. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's just how it goes. But without further ado, let's introduce the crew. We got our guy Ty through on in the building. We gonna really talk to Ty today because his Dodgers finally did something worth talking about. Then we're gonna talk about my guy, Mr. Category 5 himself, Mr. Josh Storms. We got the pettiest young guy in the game with Mr. Artie. And of course, we got the guru. We got the guru on the scene. Hey man, let's just dive right into this thing. Let's start with the one and only Dodgers. Mr. Storms, category 5. Let's start with you. How did we get here? How did we get here? But of course, we got the guru.
Well, and this was the most disappointing of the DS series for me. I really thought that with all the offense going into this series with the Padres and the Dodgers, we were going to be in for a really, really good 4 or 5 game series. The Padres, though, they just don't have the pitching to overcome all the injuries with Clevenger and what's his name? Their number 2 pitcher. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Lamet.
Yeah, Lamet. And you know they tried to bring back Clevenger early from the elbow impingement. He ended up only going 24 pitches, and they got pretty much forced into a bullpen game in game 1, and that really, really hurt. They used 8 bullpen arms in the first day, and you know with this shortened season, we're going back to back to back, so there's no rest, and that just really put them in a disadvantaged position. I think it made all the difference in the world, personally. I think that was why we ended up with a sweep instead of possibly a back and forth 5 game series.
All right, now Artie, how did we get here?
We got here because the MLB is rigged. They need the Dodgers for ratings. No, I'm just kidding. The Dodgers, they played well. Walker Buehler, he pitched well. Kershaw, before the back-to-back shots, pitched well. Bellinger, he robbed Tatis of a home run that would have won the Padres the second game, in all likelihood. So, you know, the Dodgers, they did all the little things right, and then in the third game, it was just a blowout. It really completed the sweep. 12-3. They really just showed why they win the game. And like Josh said, shorthanded Padres team against a very dominant Dodgers team. That's what happened.
So, Mr. Guru, how did we get here?
Yeah, man. Just going, same thing with Storms and what Swiss said. I mean, to be honest, we all said it all year. The most complete and best team in baseball have been the Dodgers, and they've shown us in the postseason why. I mean, just to give you guys, my numbers, like always. The Dodgers outscored the Padres 18-9 in 3 games. You know, they scored twice as many runs. And the Dodgers also only hit 1 home run, and that was by Bellinger in the second game. So not only are they showing you that they got power, they beat you with the small ball. And that in the playoffs will make the difference as far as how deep you go into the playoffs. And, you know, Kershaw, like young Swiss said, he was pitching lights out up until those 2 back-to-back jacks by Hosmer and Machado in the 7th. So Dodgers are playing good ball right now.
Now we get to the tie through. I'm gonna all right. Come on off mute. Come on. We gonna all go on mute just for you. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Germ. I'm gonna ignore that what you have after that hyphen. I'm just call you Germ. Okay, your mama called you Germ. I'm gonna call you Germ. So anyway. To add to what the guys already said, you already know what happened. It was a sweep. It surprised us. But when you look at what happened in game 1 and game 3, errors can cost you. There were a couple, costly errors that the Padres had in those games. Being young a little bit, Cronenworth, shout out to you. Thank you But at the end of the day, momentum. You know, when you have what happened in game one and then what happened in game two, it's hard to keep your composure and come back for that third game and come back strong. And basically, you know, you got to give props to the more experienced, more depthful team, more composed team that just closed the door and closed it well. I mean, shut it 12-3. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen, you know, in the NLCS. But I love LA. I bleed Dodger blue, and we'll take the sweep.
So with that being said, I mean, before we even get to the Braves, we may as well just go on and unveil this little secret that I've been hiding for the last week. Come on, take yourself off, my guy. Come on, come on the screen. So I've been saving this for about a week for y'all. So with that being said, we got our guy Trav from 94 Feet Alive.
Let's hear
I'm
it.
about to walk off the set. I gotta walk off.
Get it out.
I gotta walk it out.
So with that being said, look, I just want you to know, since y'all two teams is playing, it was only right to bring him on the set of the dish to talk about the Braves. So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna let Trav go first. Trav, let's talk about how your Braves got here. What's your life like?
Hey, man, we catching hot. We beat the hottest pitching team at the beginning. Caught on late, but we beat them. Especially, I mean, we got Category 5. We put up Category 5 that second game. So we put in the work. The next game, instead of our bats getting hot, Jorge, did our pitching get hot?
Yep.
We getting hot at the right time, man.
Yep.
Kershaw is going to give us a game. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. They should call him Thanos. It's going to happen. And once it happens, we're going to capitalize on it. My young guys, they playing good ball, man. I mean, we weren't supposed to be here like that, but we here. We're crashing the party on every last NL team, man. I got a funny feeling we're going to take this thing about 6 or 7. We're going to take it 6 or 7. But don't be surprised if a sweep happens. If we lose, hey, we'll just build off that. But when we win, my new name is going to be Ty's worst nightmare. It's going to be it.
Oh, man.
Gonna
Tie through, man. Go ahead, man. Tie through. I'm going to let you go on through and go ahead to the drive-through right quick. Go ahead, man.
Man, the FCC is going to come after me because I got a whole mouthful to say right now. Jeremy, you going to fight again. It's the re-up. It's the re-up. So shout out to, you know, my guy Trav, a.k.a. Mook. You know, I love that man. But he haunts me every postseason. And this is how you're going to throw this bad juju on me? This is how you're going to do me? Okay, I see how it is. So how did the Braves get here? I'll give them the credit where credit is due. I didn't expect the sweep, but Trav, I will say this. I gave respect. I said I picked the Braves. I picked you guys to do it in 4. I didn't think the Marlins were that great of a team as far as to go against those Braves bats. And, you know, I called it and I was right. You had game 1 and game 3, you stomped on them all over. And on top of that, you had back-to-back shutouts. That's pretty good. So, yes, you know, momentum is on your side. The pitching is coming together. Definitely, I'm still looking at Freddie Freeman, wondering, you know, what he's going to do against this Dodgers team. But show Kershaw some respect, okay? Yes, we know what happened in the 6th inning against a different team, but against these Braves, I'll say it. I'm going to stand up and say it. Give me a shutout, Kershaw. Do the damn thing. Just do it for me, please.
Now let's swing it over there to the guru. Hey man, how did the Braves get here?
Hey, listen, they did it 2 different ways in 2 different series. The first series against the Marlins with their pitching, they outpitched the Reds. And we said if before the playoffs even started, nobody wants to see the Reds if it comes to the playoffs. Well, you know what? Somebody did, and somebody beat them in their own game. So I gotta give Atlanta props. And then in this next series, they just, like I said, they were gonna outscore the Marlins. And what they did was in three games, they hit 5 home runs out of 18 runs in a park that's way too small to hold that lineup. And not only do they have 4 in that lineup with Freeman, Ozuna, Albies, and Acuna, now d'Arnaud is hitting. You add one more to that lineup, and that's just plain scared, man. That's a good team. And you know who it reminds me of? The Nationals of 2019.
Category 5, man. How did we get here with the Braves, man? I know it's a sensitive subject, but let's get through it, brother. Let's get through it.
All right, look, man, before I start, I got to issue an apology to Trav, to Brian
Don't
Smith,
do that. Don't do that.
to the entire Braves organization for the utter disrespect that I showed before the wild card series. I didn't give them a game. And like the guru said, they turn around and beat us at our own game. They turn around and outpitched Trevor Bauer and Luis Castillo and showed us that they can play mistake-free ball, opportunistic baseball, because they scored 1 run until the 8th inning of the second game, and then Raisel Iglesias made 2 mistake pitches, and they both went over the wall. Then, game 1 in the Marlins series, they didn't get a great outing from Fried, but like I said, he already showed us he can go toe-to-toe with Trevor Bauer. I'm not worried about him. They were able to lean on the bullpen to get a hold and the bats to get him back in it. What I really like about this Braves team, what they've shown us this postseason, is that they can win a game in any way that they have to. They can go toe-to-toe with the great pitchers. They can rely on the home run ball. They can put up 7 runs like they did in game 3 without hitting a home run, which was actually their most impressive victory to me so far. And then, Guru hit on d'Arnaud too. That man was incredible in this series. He went 6 for 10, I think, in 13 plate appearances, hit a couple home runs, 7 runs driven in. But what impressed me the most was he put a run across the plate in all 3 games. He doubled home a run and then scored the tying run in game 1, then came up and hit a 3-run homer to give them the lead and a couple insurance runs. He hit the winning home run in game 2 and drove in a couple in game 3 too. I think that the Braves have been and are moving forward maybe the most dangerous team in baseball, or at least in this postseason anyway.
And young Artie, how did we get here?
We already know how we got here. Let's get to the picks, man, for this series. Let's get to the picks.
All right, let's start with you.
This is what I'm been waiting for. All right, man. So both of these teams coming in here 5-0 in the playoffs, both undefeated. One has to be defeated. We call this guy Ty. Tyrell. We're gonna have to put love because we got to add an extra L because they about to take another one. So we taking the Braves and I'll take them at 6. I'm gonna take them at 6.
Category 5.
I've got the Braves in 7. Do not take Kershaw not imploding this year as a sign that the curse is over. We are still in June. This is game 66. But I still think the Braves take it in 7. They've got the one thing that San Diego did not going up against them, quality pitching depth.
Guru.
I did not have a pick, and I will make it now. This is going to surprise y'all. I got the Dodgers going to the World Series. I got them winning it in 6 games.
Dang, you just lost your pick, man. You just lost your pick.
I think that the Dodgers are going to go in 6, and I think that they're just may be their year, maybe. And if it's not, well, Ty, you know how it goes. I just jinxed you, so who cares? Whatever.
Man, you do not want that inaugural Dish Picks crown.
Hey, so tie through.
So y'all just gonna put that disrespect on the Dodgers' face because it's not the problem of getting to the World Series; it's winning the whole damn thing. So if we have not, the last 3 out of 4 years have not had a problem going in deep postseason runs, and minus the Nationals, I'll give the Nationals credit. Minus that, we had no problem going to the big show. The Braves, yes, they have a lot of momentum right now. But you just swept the Marlins. That's full of rookies. That is not full of a big, scary, deathful lineup that the Dodgers have right now. That is rolling off of Game 3 where everybody ate. So you mean to tell me the Braves are going to come in and close out the Dodgers when they just beat a wonderful Padres team? Yes.
But check this out. Did you not pick the Reds to beat us in the first round?
I said what I said.
Okay. Now,
I said what I said.
Now you talked about the Marlins. Now, what about the Reds? What's wrong with the Reds?
Do their bats match up with the Dodgers lineup? Can you tell me the Reds lineup is as potent as the Dodgers lineup has been all season long?
The only person I can tell you from the roster from the Reds is Josh Storm.
I didn't know you it was supposed to.
He plays left bench, right?
Now, I will say this because I'm a fan of the sport, and I realize that I have to not stick true to narratives. And as much as I want to hide behind the Dodgers successfully being back-to-back National League champions previously, I can't do that. So Dodgers, what I'm worried about is your bullpen, honestly. We've seen Kenley is not the same Kenley Jensen that he's been in the past. Dave Roberts has to make a huge decision. Do you go with the young rookie Gratterall? I think you should. Joe Kelly was shaky. He won it, but do you really want to do what Joe Kelly did to the Padres? Do you think he can get away with that with the Braves? I don't think so. So I'm worried more about the bullpen than I am with the starting pitching. But with that, y'all need my decision. Mook, it's me and you. It's me and you. We can put money on this or whatever we have to do. We'll do it. See me because I'm seeing you. And I'm coming down there, when we win, because we're going to take this in 6. I said it. Dodgers in 6. Tie through. Mook, let's go.
And Trav, our special guest, I'm gonna let you pick before you get out of here.
The thing about Ty is the competitive spirit. And then when the competitive spirit drops down, that's when my best clips come on Facebook. My best clips come on the scene. They be shown. I don't need your money. I just need your comedic misery. That's what I need. The Braves in 6, man. This is what y'all gonna be hearing. The Braves in 6.
Hey, Trav, take his money too. Take his money too.
He's chopping.
Hey, Trav, take the money too with you.
Hey man, look, I'm gonna make a pick too, just so y'all know. I'm taking the Braves as well. I think the Braves are more complete and altogether. I've been actually kind of after the first round. I didn't miss a pick last series, so I'm not missing a pick no more for the rest of the thing. Is over. So give me the Braves in 7.
Let me throw one more number out there, Jeremy, before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Padres, if the Braves beat LA, this will be only the second series that Dodgers lose all year. Let's see if it happens.
Do you know who else they lost against, or?
I don't remember. No.
Okay, I got one more number 2 before we move on. So today is October 10th, and after the 1, there's a 0, and a 0 is the amount of rings Kershaw will still have after this year. So that's my last number.
I felt good, Ari. Does that feel good?
Oh my goodness. Trav, any last words, man, before you roll out, my guy?
Man, I'm just enjoying the ride, man. This is what baseball is all about, man. It's about this time of the year, exciting ball, man. Whose team is hottest? At the end of the day, whose team is the
Man, I issued a public apology, and you got to go Category 6 on me.
So with that being said, now roll that beautiful bean footage, Mr. Jorge.
Yes, sir.
So as the people can see, we got the Dodgers versus the Braves, both coming off of a sweep, and then we got the Germ Stros, and then we got the Rays, both of Germ's favorite two teams here in the postseason. Hey, I'm excited to break down this AL matchup, y'all. This matchup is really, really big. And I'm not saying that the NL matchup is going to be trash, because I think it's going to be great. But this is the matchup of teams that I think we're going to get consistent runs. We're going to get consistent everything as we stop screen sharing. And we're going to get everything that we want out of this series. This is going to be a series for the ages, in my opinion. I am going back and forth with myself about who I'm going to pick, but let's break this thing down. I'm going to actually start with Artie on this one. Artie, how did the Rays get here?
The Rays, it's simple. They went through a battle with New York, and the 8th inning last night, Aroldis Chapman in the game pitching, and Mike Barrasso home run to put the Rays up 2-1. Diego Castillo, he closes it out, gives them a couple innings last night to close out the game, close out the victory for the Rays. It was an up and down series. Some games it just looked like the Yankees were in total control. Last night looked dead even, and the other two games looked like the Rays were in total control. So it was just last night was a battle of the pitching, and we always knew that the Rays had the better pitching. So that gave way, and it's something that I say every single year after the Yankees lose. The Yankees are one pitcher away. And then they went out and got Garrett Cole, and it seems like they're still one pitcher away. It's a Yankees thing. It's a Yankees thing. So the Rays are moving on. They handled the Yankees pretty much all season, and they handled them here again. And with that, I'm actually going to pass it to my nemesis Ty. Give a little bit on the Rays.
Well, thank you for being a gentleman for once in your life. You should work on that some more, but we'll talk about that later. Nemesis. I'm a nice guy here, okay? Nice guy, not a nemesis. But nevertheless, Rays, how did you get here? Oh, man, it was just, opportunity. And yes, pitching played a big part, but I was surprised game one how Snell went down. I didn't expect that. And I'm surprised that, pitching by committee bailed them out. I didn't think they would need it, but that's what happens with great teams. They figure it out and they roll with the punches. So despite what happened with Snell, you had, great performances by Glasnow, who just came out of his shell even further and stepped up. You had Charlie Morton, who did his thing and pitched 5 quality innings, 6 Ks. And I was just, stunned. So with that, they stood toe-to-toe with a slugging team, and their bat showed up. Now, against the Astros, Rays, you need to, make sure that you stick with them. I mean, it wasn't pretty, and you're going to have to, step up your batting average a little bit, get some more runs in to compete with these Astros who just dominated in their series, and we'll get to that. But Rays, you can't hit like you did against the Yankees and expect to go toe to toe with the Astros. It's just not going to happen. So yet again, I'll say it, Willie Adames, where are you, bruh? Brandon Lau, where are you? Your team needs you. So I know you guys are young, but to really solidify your status as the best team in the American League, you need to show up and show out. Leave it all on the table. Every at bat matters. All right, with that category,
Rays.
Oh, Rays, you got okay, Jorge.
So let me say one thing in the chat that's going on. So Vic just said Bronx in the house. No. Bronx was in the house yesterday. They're not here no more. Bye-bye, Vic. So with the way the Rays got here, look, man, they hung around with a good lineup. And, you know, like Swiss said, the pitching came through. Yeah, they were out hit, and the Yankees ended up out hitting Tampa Bay 41-33. But when it mattered most, the Rays put up 6 2/3 shutout innings with only allowing 3 hits against a very potent Yankee lineup. You know, we all know the Yankee lineup is deep, and we all know that anyone in that lineup can beat you. Now, they did only something a handful of teams in the MLB can do, and hold them to a run. You know, not a lot of bullpens or starting rotation is going to do that, and they did it in Game 5. And hats off to the kid, man. What an at bat against Chapman. He went 0-2, then came back in the at bat and hit the 10th pitch he saw over the left field fence. Barely, but it's over. It was the game-winning run. You know, and that at bat was amazing, and just spoke a lot about his composure at the plate facing Chapman. And like we said, here in this league, you can throw 101. If you're not throwing a changeup or a slider to offset that, they will hit it. And he did. And he hit a game-winning home run off of it.
Category 5.
100%, man. To build off of what these guys said, you know, everything in the postseason comes down to pitching. I know it's weird to talk about pitching maybe a little bit in a series where 3 of the 5 games had 12 runs scored. But what it really came down to in the end was the team with the better bullpen won. There wasn't a lot of great starting pitching with the exception of Garrett Cole in Game 5. There just wasn't. There weren't any just straight out terrible outings, but a lot of rough, shaky starts for the starters. The Bronx Bombers got out bombed. You know, they out hit the Rays by 8, 41-33, but the Rays hit 10 home runs. The Yankees hit 9. The Rays just made more timely big plays and came up with more hits in big clutch situations than the Yankees did. I expected a more low scoring series, and that's what we ended up getting in games 4 and 5. Also like the Guru said, shout out to Mike Rousseau coming in halfway through the game, going 2 for 2 of their only 3 hits, and in the series winning home run. So, Now
let's flip it. We got to go to my germ stros. We got to go to the stros. I mean, how did my germ stros? Even though we just do this. We just do this by now. I mean, this is what we do. Call us October stros, or stros of October. Just call us something nice like that. Category 5. I'm gonna come right back to you. How did the germ stros make the big dance?
This series, the Astros did a lot of things right. But for me, this series comes down to one guy, Jose Altuve. He and his bat finally woke up. Guy went 6 for 15. So it's a 400 batting average. He drew 3 walks, only struck out 3 times in 18 appearances. Went 0 for 3 in Game 2, but in Game 1, he doubled in what would end up being the tying and winning runs, scored an insurance run on the next at bat. And they lost Game 3, but one thing that really struck me was Tommy La Stella of the A's hit a home run in the second at bat of the game, and he came right back in the second inning and answered with a home run of his own. Really sort of set the tone for the rest of the series. I think the A's are, they put on a hell of a performance in Game 3. They scored 9 runs, but the Astros showed that they were not gonna they just were too determined. They weren't going to lose. Altuve really is a spark for this offense. They're a lot like the Dodgers when he's going like he is. And I think he was the biggest reason that they won. And I think he's a big reason that they're going to be set up good going forward if he continues this hot run.
Let's go to the hater. Let's go to Ty. The Germ Stros, man, how did they get here, man? What's going on? First of all, sir, you're on. I know you wanted to mute yourself. I understand.
Oh, my bad. First of all, I could be real petty right now and say trash cans, but I can't do it. I mean, they won. I don't know how, but they won.
You don't know how. What you mean?
How do you all of a sudden just decide that you're going to start hitting again? And Correa out of his mind, Altuve, like Storm said, out of his mind. Where was that at this season? And just magically appears. But I'll stop. I know how they won. And unfortunately, the A's, tried to hang in there. But if we look at, that game 4, that 4th inning, it just took the wind out of the A's, and they weren't able to really bounce back. I mean, they tried to do, somewhat of a rally in the 9th inning, putting up 2 runs, but with all those hits they had in that game, and to leave those runners stranded, you can't do that in the playoffs. And time again, we've seen great pitching teams, regardless if they have, pitching by committee, they get these hits, they get these batters in scoring position or get people on base and leave them stranded. And that's exactly what happened to the A's quite a bit. And the Astros took advantage. The A's hit just as many home runs as the Astros, surprisingly, and the A's aren't that great of a hitting team. They haven't been this whole season, but the Astros drove in more runs and they won. And it's crazy because you look at Zach Greinke, their ace, he was terrible. And they still pulled off, this win convincingly with only, 1 game. I thought it was going to go 5. Actually, I thought it was really going to go 4 for the A's. But the Astros are here, and they have momentum. Let's just see if they can do that against, the Rays, and if the magical hitting that happened in that series or happening in this postseason continues. Because shout out to the Astros. Your batting average for that series was over 300. That's just crazy.
Let's go to the Guru. Guru, make some sense of this, because Ty was trying to be you're trying to be all modest and stuff. Just tell the truth. Just say the Astros better. Go ahead.
Man, let me tell you what it is, man. All year we've been waiting for the Astros lineup to wake up, and they woke up in a big way this series, in this playoffs. In this series alone, in 4 games, they scored 33 runs. 9 of those, 9 home runs, and 12 of those 13 runs were with 2 outs, 2-out RBIs, 12 of them. That's a lot of 2-out RBIs, man, and that's clutch. And what do the Astros do in postseason? They find a way to win. And that's exactly what they did. And you know what's weird about Greinke? What he loves to do this year, and he's done it in the past, and he's had a couple of strikeouts, but this time it backfired. He told Estella basically what pitch was coming. He threw up a 2 to let him know that off speed was coming, and Estella hit a bomb off of him. I don't know why he does that, which is strange. Hopefully he doesn't do it this series. Yeah, Greinke has been off, like Ty was saying, and still managed a way to win. And, props to Valdez. Valdez has been huge for them. Not only in this series, but last series. Last series in game 2, he had a huge game for them. And he's actually going to start game 1 for them. I take back what I said after Greinke, who knows who's pitching, and it's Valdez. And Valdez he's pitching like he's Garrett Cole, which is crazy, and props to him. And if they continue to do it, they'll get to the World Series.
Alrighty. Now, I just want you to tell me go ahead and put your couple cents in, because I know you don't got much to say. Go ahead. Let's start these picks. Let's start the picks. It should be anonymous Astros, but we're gonna let y'all make y'all picks.
I'll do Astros and I'll be generous. I'll do Astros in 6.
Guru, who you got?
So with this pandemic full year, let's get the World Series we all want to see. I say the Astros in 5.
Category 5. I'm gonna say the hater for last.
I'm gonna ride the hotbed of Altuve, but I've got Astros in 7.
So Ty.
I don't want to do this.
Ty, you there? Are you there? Are you okay? Are you
I don't
okay?
want to do this. I don't want to do this because as I'm about to do this, like, you know, you guys didn't expect me to do this, but I'm going to do this. So, give me the Astros in 7.
Oh, Journey just got screenshotted.
Haters wanna hate, lovers wanna love. I don't even want none of the above. Oh, sorry. But anyway, with that being said, of course I'm going with the Stros. I mean, I was gonna be disrespectful and saying 4. And that'd be real disrespectful because that's the type of guy I am. But I gotta give credit to the Rays. So give me the Astros in 6. The Germ Stros will be in the World Series again against whoever. I'm picking the Braves against the. So don't worry, it'll be me versus whoever. It'll be me versus Tower, me versus Trav.
The world.
Yes, the Germ Stros. So with that being said, y'all, this has been another edition of The Dish. We got Todd, we got Category 5 Storms, we got Young Swiss, and we got the Guru signing off. We just want to make sure that y'all are ready for these plate appearances and ready for this great last round of the NL and the AL because these are some very, very, very tight matchups. So with that being said, you guys, we are out. Catch us next time.
Somebody call Todd. Make sure. Okay.
I'm not. I won't go. I'm just gonna, like, you know, go to my remote island real quick and try to put together my thoughts of what I just did by picking the Astros in 7. I hate myself right now.
It's gonna be all right. It's okay to be sad, Ty. It's okay to be sad.
I'm depressed.
With that being said, you guys.